Hi everyone, so this is the second video in a new series for me. This is the cheap EVs you can get in the northeast. We're covering second-hand ones here, and as you can see on Auto Trader, I've put a limit of £5,000. So this is the £5,000 second-hand EV edition here, and as you can see we've got a couple of 24 kilowatt-hour Leafs, so the original Leafs, one from 2012, one from 2024. We've got a Mitsubishi iMiev from 2011, so a 13-year-old EV. It's only done 17,000 miles. Wow! And you've got a couple of Renault Zoes, and another Leaf making it all out. So let's check them all out. There's only 6 that are under £5,000 in the northeast, or within at least 40 miles of where I am in the northeast in Willie Bay. So you've got this white Nissan Leaf from 2012. You've got a very of the time interior. It looks really good though. Look at the seats, look really nice. You've got some rust on your discs there, but I'm sure they're still working just fine. The fog lights are working for some reason. You'd definitely leave the fog lights on for any pictures, wouldn't you? But it looks okay. It's a nice, dependable, reliable car. The battery chemistry, what you really want to see is on the dash. You want to see it on, and you want to see how many bars are on for what state of health the battery's in. So make sure you can go in and see that. Or there's this app called Leaf Spy. Buy a dongle. If you want to look at one of my EV battery health videos, I'll show you which dongle I buy, and you can plug it into your Leaf under the dash, and it'll tell you exactly what the battery state of health is through an app on your phone. Or if you look at the bars and you Google it, there's 12 bars, and the first one contains the most percentage, maybe like 20 or something, but let's look it up. And then the rest of them correspond to less and less and less. So it'll tell you what state of health the battery's in, essentially. So you either want one that's completely full, but you won't get that if it's 10 years old. But the 24 kilowatt hour battery does better than the 30, so watch that, because they've crammed the cells in, there's no cooling. So yes, it's bigger, great, this will be a cycles, great, but actually, especially if it's being rapid charged or in a hot climate, it'll do less well than the 24 kilowatt hour version. Okay, yes, it may need some love. It looks like black mold. Has this car been flooded? I don't know. Wow. Might need some TLC. OMG. Yes, it's in a bit of a state, possibly. So one that needs to be looked at closely. Yeah, these are interesting pictures. Oh, right. Is this just because it's white? And it has been used a lot. How many miles has it done? Let's have a look. Let's get out of the gallery. 64,000. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? But it's certainly had a bit of a life, hasn't it? Crikey Moses. So that is your first 2012 Nissan Leaf. Next, we have a 2014 one, which has done about the same miles. Still a £3,500 car. Its paint looks like in good order. It's a beautiful red as well, isn't it? Let's see if we get any interesting black mould in this one. No, we've got black leather. There's not cloth. I don't know if it's white leather or whether it was suede or something, or just felt. But yeah, you're getting a very of its time screen and stuff. It looks very usable, but you won't blow people away with all the tech in, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, I mean, the leather seats look pretty nice. I've never seen like a fisheye type camera car shot like that before, but yeah, this looks like it's in a lot better nick. Oh, and look, this is the bars I'm talking about. So it's got 11 out of 12 bars, so it means that this battery is pretty good, and 85 miles is alright, isn't it? So yeah, look, the charge at 200%, and you've lost the first top bar only. So you can look up how much that means, and each one of these bars that you lose means that more batteries have been lost. The top one is the most, and it might be double what the rest of them is. I can't quite remember all those, but I know that Mr. EV, yeah, Mr. EV, the guy with the Italian wife, he has a Leaf and he explains it, or you can Google it and I'm sure you'll find loads in forums, etc., or use your dongle. But yeah, that's a much better one. Where's this going from? This is going from Durham, so that is nice there. And then we've got the Mitsubishi iMiev. So let's look up the iMiev. So this was one of the first EVs on the market. You can see it's a 2011 car. It's barely done any miles. It is a 5-door. It's a very compact hatchback. I don't think you'll be getting many 4 people journeys in here. It doesn't have, look, presumably this is charged to full. Yep, charged to full, 57 miles. Because it is a small battery, etc. One of the first pioneering cars. Yep, for leprechauns is this car, but look, no transmission tunnel. I'll give you a bit of extra room for the 5th person in the middle. Yeah, if you run a little runabout and you only do short amount of miles, this is a great kind of second car for popping to the shop, snipping around the corner, doing little errands. Cheap as chips to run. I wonder what efficiency it gets and stuff like that. But if it's saying 57 miles, how big is the battery in these things? Is it telling us 93 miles new? That'll be right. Who knows? Don't know. Not telling us. We'll have to look it up. But that's the iMiev. They're quite rare to come on because people like to keep them so much because they're so nice and nippy and cool. Now the Renault Zoes come in a lot of different battery sizes. Some are battery leases, some are battery owned. Yep, look, battery lease. And now that these things have got so old, and the battery leases, the warranty on them, they've reduced the terms on which they'll replace a battery quite a lot. So that the battery leases don't actually save you that much headache, and the amount that you pay a month for the battery lease adds a significant amount to them. So actually, once they get this old, you kind of want a battery owned one because the batteries are lasting, they're not failing, and so this lease or warranty isn't paying out. And so you don't need to worry about the EV dying, but you do need to worry about paying the bloody battery lease every month, or at least that's what Renault Zoe experts have said, and I have listened. This is only a 22 kWh batteries. This is tiny amount of range. You get them in 30s later, then 40s, then 50s, and I think these only AC charge. They don't rapid charge, but the new ones with 50 kWh do have CCS, or at least check if they do. But these ones shouldn't. So this one you can't really charge on the motorway unless there's an old style charger there that had a 22 or a 40 or a 50 kilowatt AC charger, which is like kind of like your home charger. It's 2014. It's on 40,000 miles. £5,000 is not bad for a nice little car. Although it looks small and it is a little hatchback, you do get more room in this than the Capture. So the Renault Capture is quite popular, one of the best selling cars these days, I think, and a friend or two have got them, but you actually get more room in this smaller looking car. I think they looked alright. Now this has been replaced in the Renault lineup with the Renault 5, which looks a lot better, but is essentially a very similar car. The Zoe was of its time and has been replaced, and to be fair, the Renault 5 looks a lot fancier and a lot nicer. Right, and then we've got a couple more. You've got this last other Renault Zoe. You've got a lot more pictures to look at here. It is again only a 22 kWh battery. It won't have a big range. If you're getting 4 miles per kilowatt, that's what, 88. So 80s miles is what you should expect out of this. 90 in the summer if you're lucky and you want to push it. And it's 8 years old. It's a lovely white car. Interestingly, this person clearly lives in a flat, so they've been charging it at work, and or they have a charger in their workplace, in their car parking space. It looks quite good. There's no Nissan Leaf mould all over it. It looks in good nick, doesn't it? But yeah, it's a bit dated, a bit of its time. Not that my Kona's not, but you know, I'm not being snobby. But yeah, some of these older cars do show their age a little bit, and you know, it's not a bad boot for actually such a small car. So yeah, so this has been the first sub £500 second-hand EV video. The last one is another 24 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf. This one going for exactly £5,000. Let's see if this one's battery's in a better condition. See if they've got a picture. It's lovely in red, lovely leather interior. We can almost see the bars there. Are they going to show us? For some reason they wanted to show us that it was at 0 miles per hour. Parked in the studio. It's got a reversing camera. It's got a Bose sound system. Are you going to show us the battery screen? No, you're not. So you'll have to go and see it to find out what it's like. But yeah, another Nissan Leaf. So that is what you can get for under £5,000 in the Northeast, because you know the market's still maturing, and therefore cars haven't dropped that much value. But they're unlikely to get any cheaper, really, because they're very usable cars still. The batteries are doing amazingly. It was amazing to see that this one, or was it this one? It was this one. It was amazing to see that this one has 11 out of 12 bars. That's absolutely fantastic. Still a very usable 85-mile range. You know, it's not as flex as a petrol car. If you get a cheap petrol car, you can fill it with things, and this goes a lot further than this. Fair enough, but this is a good run around for if you don't want to be putting out exhaust fumes, if you want to be getting off oil, etc. This is still very usable for the general commutes, which are 10 miles for people, etc. You can still run these for absolute dirt cheap off a home charger. Okay, right. Thank you everyone for your time. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to do, this is the £5,000 video, we're going to do a 10, we're going to do a 15, we're going to do a 20, and I may even do specific manufacturers or something. So let me know what you'd like to see, what models you would be interested in, what price points you would be interested in, and if you think for a £3-4 car ranges like this are acceptable, or if this is complete nonsense. This would be mainly for a second car or something like that, or if you are willing to just rent a car to go further and save yourself some money, get a cheap EV. It's a bargain, really cheap to run, and then if you actually want to do a long journey, do you want to rent one? You could rent a fancy Model 3 or something, or Model Y to go camping far away, and you can use a Tesla superchargers or something. Is that a stupid idea? Is that a good one? Let me know. Okay, ciao everyone.